Hey guys, and welcome to my channel or Irish family. So today I want to share with you a trying to conceive update. So I know I did one of these like 5-6 days ago. I'm going to take these off because there's just a glare. I know I did one of these like 5 or 6 days ago to share with you where we are in our journey and what we're doing and all that sort of stuff. But I got my results back from the ultrasound and also the blood work, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I'm just going to take you back a little bit in history. In 2013 I got diagnosed via blood work and ultrasound that I had PCOS. I was then put on metformin, and then eventually we started doing fertility treatments. We conceived Ava via IUI, and then earlier this year in January, February, we did some IUIs and they weren't successful, and they my ovaries were still like polycystic and all that sort of stuff. Then the reason I went to my doctors was because I would have my bleeding for like 5, 7, 8, 9 days. Like sometimes I have like longer bleeding now as for a period. And then it would stop, all spotting and blood would stop, as it should. And then about 3, 4, sometimes 5 days later, I would get humongous clots, lots of clots, for about a 12 to 24 hour period, and then nothing until I start to bleed again. So I went, but this is my concern, and she did blood work while I was there. No, she wanted me to come back on between cycle day 3 and 7 to get some blood work. So that's what I did. It was cycle day 4 when I went back to get my blood work, and then this past weekend I went and got my ultrasound. So basically, long story short, it came out and said exactly what we already knew, is that I had PCOS. The report, I don't have the report that the doctor sent, but I do have some images, and I'll try and insert some images in here, and I don't really know what I'm looking at, but basically the report from what my doctor read out to me on the phone said that both of my ovaries are enlarged. One is larger than the other. There was there is signs of polycystic ovaries. They had like 7 to 10 cysts inside the ovary, or inside, not outside my ovary, inside it. As I said, they were enlarged. They said that my uterine lining, the endometrial lining, looked perfect. Everything about my womb looked perfect. There was kind of like little bumps or lips in the uterus or something like this, like little bumps or little like lumps or something, which they said is normal, and I think that was everything. Basically confirming that I did have PCOS, but everything else, including the endometrial lining, looked fine. So I then asked my doctor what the bloods came back with, and she said that everything with the bloods came back fine, except for one of the levels was the HCT, which is hematocrypt. Basically that was out of the ratio that it wanted it to be. So the ratio is 0.370 to 0.470, and mine was 0.366. So I googled what that meant, and it's like your white blood cells. If that's lower, you could be anemic. But she said it's nothing really to worry about. It's barely out of the range, and that's fine. And interestingly enough, my testosterone wasn't out of range this time, and usually it always is. So the range is 0.30 to 1.70, and my testosterone tested at 1.70, which is right on the limit. So that's not considered to be out of limit because it's on the limit. Which was really interesting. So I actually asked them, so I went today and I got printouts of my bloods from 2017, 2018, and then this past one in 2019. And in 2017 and 18, I had the same two things out of range. They were the ALKS, which is your alkaline phosphate level, and basically the range for that was in 2017 was 35 to 105 is the range, and mine was what, 108. And my testosterone in that same period, again, so testosterone, the limit is 0.30 to 1.70, and I was at 1.8. So both of those were out, and we went to see the fertility specialist that time. That's why I went and got those bloods done. And they said that both of those things would be kind of key to PCOS levels. And then 2018, the same two things were out. So my alkaline phosphate was just 1 point over, so it was 106, and the upper limit is 105. And then my testosterone, the upper limit is 1.7, and mine was 1.9. So those two were out. But this time around, doesn't seem like we checked my alkaline phosphate thing, but my HCT, which is the white blood cells, I'm pretty sure it is, was lower than it should be, and my testosterone was right on the limit. So anyways, long story short, she referred me somewhere on the public system. She said the waiting list is 2 years. Basically, she kind of said that if we want to have a baby, we need to go back to the clinic, my fertility clinic, because that is really the only way it's going to happen in the long run. As in, I can wait 2 years. Obviously in 2 years I'll be 34, 35. I haven't heard anything back from the letter that she has forwarded to. Usually it takes like 2 weeks before they send you a letter saying that you've been put on the waiting list. But yeah, basically I have to pay privately if I want to, you know, if we want to continue on with this. She's just pretty happy that it is just PCOS that's the issue, as per the scans and the blood work, and that I did bring up again about how I got those clots and, you know, what could that be, and then she didn't really have an answer for it, but she didn't sound very concerned. She wanted me to go on, no, she never actually said anything about metformin, which was interesting, because when I went to see her in the clinic, she was talking about metformin, which is what they always put you on when you have PCOS, but she never mentioned anything. So anyways, I'm going back to the drawing board. So obviously I know, and you know, people have lots of opinions on this and all this sort of stuff, but I know that diet and exercise are obviously extremely important to controlling your PCOS, and that is something that I am going to be doing. I'm going to be making changes, and there could be just small changes that you as the viewer can't see, or there could be extreme changes. We don't know yet. I'm still kind of researching the best method to do it, the best way to do it. I know there's all loads of diet, like the PCOS diet and all that sort of stuff, but because I am such a picky eater, and I have a whole range of texture issues got to do with drinks and food, as I mentioned before, you know, I need to kind of figure out what's the best way for me to do that. But diet and exercise is definitely a way that I am going to change my lifestyle, and you know, it actually came at a great time because I have to still go shopping for this week, so I can figure out the little changes that I want to. And then this is a couple of books. I have a couple of books that I've had since for years and years and years. So this is PCOS, A Woman's Guide to Dealing with Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. So that's this one, and that is wrote by Colette Harris with Dr. Adam Carey. So that one I will be starting to read. And then also this one is also wrote by the same lady, Colette Harris, and Teresa Chung, I think her name is. So The Ultimate PCOS Handbook, Lose Weight, Boost Fertility, Clear Skin, and Restore Self-Esteem is what that is on it. And I even have like some markings from the last time that I read this, so I'll go back in depth in this. And I have like a whole lot of sheets here about supplements and foods and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to get back into both of them. Something that I did start back in the summer but then I stopped was taking some of the 7C's fertility contraception vitamins. So that's that. I just have a couple left, as you can see there. I'm also going to be taking the folic acid. So this is 5 megagrams of folic acid. So I have lots of them there. And then finally, something that I started, I took them for maybe like a week or so and then I stopped, but I'm going to continue with this, is Instatol. I want to call it Instatol. So you can see it there, Instatol, and this has great links to PCOS, so definitely give it a Google. So it says here, supports liver function, healthy membrane function, healthy hair, enhances mood, healthy cholesterol levels. Now luckily I don't have cholesterol issues, but these are the ones that I have, and there is a couple more that I'm going to pick up. I'm going to pick up a B complex like the fertility clinic recommends. I have a B complex, so that's what I'm going to do. Also vitamin D. I do know that this has vitamin D, so I need to kind of research whether I need more vitamin D on top of like the whatever is in that kind of like multivitamin, and a thing called NAC as well, and I'm not even going to try and butcher the name of it, but I've heard great things about it. So those are 2 things that I'm thinking of adding to my little pill journey here, as alongside the diet and the exercise is something that I'm gonna have to do, because besides from the fact that I want to have a baby, I just don't feel good. I just feel awful. I feel really sluggish. I don't like all of the weight on my face and on my stomach. I don't, because that's where I put on weight now. Like I used to not ever put weight on my stomach, but no, now it just all piles on my stomach, all on my face. Then I also just don't feel good sometimes. Like I just don't feel, I feel just really sluggish and tired. So besides from the fact, as I said, that I want to have a baby, I also want to change because I'm just not feeling great, you know. So that is everything. If you have any questions, or if you have PCOS and you take any supplements or do anything special, please do leave me a comment below. And remember, leave a nice comment, because if you leave nasty comments, chances are I'm just going to delete it, because who has time in their life to be listening and reading to nasty people leaving nasty comments, and also comments that give little digs at people. They're just not going to be tolerated. I'm just going to delete it because I don't have time for that in my life, guys. And that is today's video. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the update. I will be doing one near the end as well, just to kind of let you guys know how I've been feeling. Now, it's obviously, it takes a long time for things to work out, but before the end of October, I will give a little update on how I'm getting on and what changes I've made and that sort of stuff. But you'll probably see that with my daily vlogs anyways. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Right now we are doing Vlogtober, which is a video every day in October, and after that we're going back to our usual schedule, which is 3 days a week. So if that is something that you're interested in, please do hit that subscribe button. If you are an old subscriber or a new subscriber, be sure to hit the bell button, because that notifies you every time that I upload a new video. Give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.